Hello. For this example, we will explain how Quick Pallet Maker can be used to create pallets that are defined by customers and by the physical pallet type. That information can be put into each shipment and can change per product and per shipment. So what we'll do here is store some information initially in the standard cases and pallets window. It will be stored locally, and every time you run Quick Pallet Maker, the information will be available. So for example, we have here the standard pallets. We have the ones that are arrived by default, and we can add a new one. Edit duplicate, and this is the pallet that we want to add. It's called TEP 120XT. This pallet will be the same dimensions as this previous one, but will have a bigger footprint to put boxes on. Maximum load length of 1,600, maximum load width of 1,400, and the maximum height of 1,600. We will also use this pallet for standard pallets. Standard pallets are the ones in which we have the boxes placed according to the specifications of a customer. That information is contained in spreadsheets. So for example, here we have a spreadsheet, we have products, okay? And we have another spreadsheet where we have the standard pallets. It will tell you the pallet type. Just make sure that the name is the same as the one that we just created, okay? And then that pallet type with a SKU or with a box will have a number of boxes per layer or tie, a number of layers, and a total number of boxes per pallet. And also we can assign different ones for different customers. Here's a client ID. Okay, that's what we're going to do today. So the next step, as soon as we created the pallet, the next step is to add the SKUs or boxes or products. We have the last tab where we will add them, okay, and we can copy them from a spreadsheet. We have the information, unit, type, length, width, height, weight, color to distinguish them, amount, in this case is 0, code description, we have a primary class and a secondary class. We select all that information. We copy it, and we paste it onto QPM. We have all these boxes now, okay, with different colors depending on the type of product. That's how we had assigned them before. So each box will have its own standard pallet, as mentioned here. Since we created already the pallet and we created the SKUs, we can now load the configurations. Those configurations will be loaded from a comma delimited file with the same columns that we have here. So we right click, load pallets from tie high. We get the pallets, open them, and then QPM starts calculating. And we'll go one by one, calculating the boxes on the pallet and creating the pallets. The pallet loads. So you see that now, as soon as they start creating the boxes, the pallets are, you can see that, for example, for one box, you have different configurations for different customers. Now we've created them all, and we can select them. We can scroll and see the ones that have a standard pallet, like this one, has 3 different ones, and one here where it says class is the customer, and we have different customer IDs. Okay. Now that we've set up the information, we can make a calculation. Calculations are based on shipments. A shipment, an example of a shipment will be this one, where you have a warehouse, a driver ID, a driver name, you have the pallet name, okay? You have a comment, a route date, a name, you can have a purchase order assigned if you wish, client ID. And this client ID is important because it's the same client ID that goes here. Okay. You have a product and you have a product amount. So that's a shipment that can be like a daily shipment or a regular shipment with different amounts, different products, and different customers. So we import a commented limited file. We go to new data sheet, box on pallet. We import a file like that one. Insert shipment. We locate the file. An example. We open it, and we see that we have amounts of products. We didn't have to enter the dimensions again because the dimensions of the product were already stored here. We have the length, the width, and the height. All that information has been stored. So we have a certain amount of products here. Note that in this case, we don't have to select the pallet type because the pallet has already been defined in the shipment. The shipment we said before that it had the pallet type. Okay, so all we have to do is just calculate it. You go file, tool, sorry, calculate box shipment, and we get the results. We see that here in this last column says saved means that it used standard pallets. So the first one, you see that that exceeds the length of the pallet itself. That's because we have this pallet where the maximum load length is bigger than the physical length of the pallet. We have all these configurations for a shipment. We can select them all and create a report. Print report, and we'll have something like this. Here we see it says transport. We have the pallet name. We can edit this information if we wish. We just, instead of transport, we just say pallet type. And we have a total number of pallets of 11 and boxes 1,440, sorry. We have the shipment date. That information was already there, and we can scroll and see the different pallet types. The first ones have a single product, and the last ones are mixed.